Welcome back, ladies and gents, boys and girls, and everything in between. Does not matter to me. Today, I really don't care. You might be sitting at home watching this with a partridge in a pear tree, and if you are, 'tis the season. Really, 'tis the season, is what it is. I'm happy for you. So, if you're wondering what kind of jackass would literally spill all this out of a divider, which wasn't organized, by the way, you're looking at him. It was me. I did it. Terrible idea. Terrible. Terrible idea. And now I'm questioning everything that is life because I am on top of my hardware. Alright, so I ended up dumping all this out because it was not organized to begin with, number one. Number two, I'd be willing to bet at least 2,500 pieces parts, considering how small that is. I don't know if you can see that in relation to my pinky or maybe a watch. Like, that is super tiny, okay? The reason why I dumped it all is because I need to go through it. The best way to go through it is by relative size. Let's just take this bad boy right here for an example and grab another relatively sized piece part. See that? They're close. So, rule number one is if the threads lock, chances are they're the same size. Now, having said that, there is a difference between metric and SAE. The only way you can determine the difference between metric and SAE is if you were to go to, I don't know, maybe your local hardware store. So, you've seen my mess. I'm going to bring it back up, have a little bit more of a conversation about that, and we'll close this one out because the last time I tried a take on this, it was almost 15 minutes. So, nice and easy. Bring it straight on up. Whoa. There's number one. Number two is going to be this away. All right. As you can notice, I did hang one of my organizers right up here over my computer monitor. That is to kind of continue putting away bits and pieces from Dad Hack. Hold on. There we go. Pieces, parts from Dad Hack number 2. Dad Hack number 2 was by other people's shit. That's really what it comes down to. Again, I hope you're not watching this with your children. Anyhow. So ultimately what it comes down to, sorry. Man, it's gotta be like relatively low. Anyhow. Dead hack number 2 would be to sort through your stuff by size and roughly by, the diameter and the thread pitch or whatever. What I'm going to do, and I'm going to challenge myself, probably is not going to happen because I have a 17-month-old and a full-time working wife who is also going to school full-time, and I am working bukus of hours. So, again, sort it by relative size, nuts, bolts, machine screws, washers, lock washers, spanner nuts, all that fun stuff. If you don't know any of that stuff, I would challenge you to go to your local hardware store. Again, mine actually has like a little, it's about this big, and it's got everything from standard half-inch all the way down to, I think it's like a 632, little fake bolt that you can try and screw your nuts on or whatever. And it also includes metric, such things as, I think it goes down to an M4 by 0.75 or something like that. Just take a handful and just see what threads on, what doesn't thread on. Then you can actually come back home instead of staying there for 6 hours and try it out. So I would challenge you to do that. In my current situation, what I'm actually going to do is relative size nuts. I'd like to have separated and organized, which I have plenty of trays to do, i.e. the one that all this mess came in, as well as, like dividers like this that are actually in a rack. Yeah, So just paper bags work just as well. I like what else works? Like the shaving cream that you have in your shower, like for your wife or whatever. Just pop the cap off of it. She never uses it anyhow. Start dumping that stuff in there. Baby jars, food containers, that sort of thing. Just go ahead and start separating everything out by relative size. And once you get everything separated by relative size, then you can actually go through and say, all right, I want to find out what size is actually in this little shaving cream pink cup. Walk into your hardware store like a boss with that little pink cup and actually try, like a couple different sizes. And just see what is what, and bring some, I don't know, like stuff them in different pockets. If you got a bunch of pockets, hell yeah. If you don't, bring some sandwich bags. Anyhow, that's number one. Just sort of kind of try and separate it by relative size. Be very careful about that, because a lot of like the smaller machine screw sizes can also be metric sizes. It's about like a number 10 socket versus a 3/8 socket. Like they're in the same wheelhouse, I think. I feel confident in that. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel pretty confident in that. Anyhow, then you can separate it by head size, like the different head types. Like you've got what we would call like a pan head versus like your typical machine screw / screw, and then you can even go as far as to do something like this one's Phillips, whereas this one's flathead. I've got some Torx in here. I've got some Allens. I've got a little bit of everything. So I would like, if you come across something like this, like obviously like a lag screw or a lag bolt that's got coarse thread and self tappers and a hex head, go ahead and kick that off, because that's not part of your bolts. That's not a part of your machine screws. It's not a part of anything that you're doing. So that's pretty much the end of this video. What to do with your dead hat number 2, which would be buy other people's shit. Even if it's a complete mess, take the time to sort through it, because to show up to a hardware store or even one of the big box stores like the blue one or the orange one, you'd be paying bukus, and I genuinely mean this because I've actually shopped it, bukus of money to end up with a collection like I just showed you. So if you've got the time, take the time, and actually just dig through it, sort through it, try and figure out what all you have and what all you don't have. And then you can do the what do I need versus what do I not need. I'm a pack rat personally. Like I'll probably keep about 90% of this, unless it's some oddball size or the head's cut off, or am I really going to use it? Probably not. If it comes down to that, then I'll maybe put that in the pitch pile, but probably not. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there. Again, we knocked this one down by about 7 minutes. So this is Dad Time signing out. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit the like button if you like it. If you don't, I'll have random other videos that maybe you might like. I hope you like. Love you guys. Thanks. Bye.